everyone, welcome back to the homestead. Well, I have to say, I just love Houston weather because you never get bored with it. We're about 30 miles north of Houston, so we're kind of on the line between garden zones 9A and 8B, which means we get the best or worst of both worlds. So 2 days ago, we had highs close to 90 degrees. It was like 86, 87 degrees. Tonight, the low is going to drop down to 35 degrees. So it snuck up on me again. Every year I tell myself that I'm going to do this way ahead so that I'm not too late with it, and I failed once more. But we have some plants that we need to prepare for winter time. It's going to drop really close to freezing, and some of these plants are really not going to do well even when it gets close to freezing. I have some container tomato plants behind me, also a pineapple plant. That's going to be interesting. And then we have 2 citrus trees. Every year they die down to the root stump, and then they, poor babies, they try to come back, but we've never had any lemons on them because they always die down. So we're going to try a couple of experiments and do something a little bit different this year, and we will keep you guys posted on how that's working. Basically what we're doing here behind us is creating kind of a mini greenhouse. But instead of just covering them up, which we've always done, but that's not been enough, what we're doing with our plants is kind of creating a structure to help to house them. They are going to be covered up, but then we're going to be adding Christmas lights. Now, it's very important that these are not LED. LED lights are specifically made so that they don't heat up. You want them to heat up. So these are incandescent lights, I believe is what they're called. They will provide some heat. With that, you have to be careful then what you're covering them up with. If you're putting any kind of plastic, you don't want that touching these because that can get too warm. So come along with us. Most of this video is probably going to just be a show and not tell, or a little bit of voiceover. It's pretty windy. Our microphone is not the greatest, and so we're going to be showing you guys what we're doing, but not necessarily telling you, except maybe a couple of voiceover parts here and there. So stick around and we'll see if this works. We used some welded fencing and just cut the bottom portion of it, and we left those prongs sticking out because we made a cage, and those prongs are going to help to secure this into the soil. Then we added our Christmas lights, and these Christmas lights have little clips on them, so we were able to use those to clip those onto the fence cages. Eventually I will want to cover these with some plastic tarps, but for now I just use some old bed sheets, and hopefully this will take care of it for just a couple of weeks until the weather gets really cold. finishing this up. John was collecting leaves for me. And what we did with the second tree, we still used the same cage, but then we fill that up with leaves. We've not tried this before, but I've heard other people who have done it and they said that it works. So we're really hoping that it does. So we stuffed a lot of leaves, pine needles in there, really stuffed it. Made sure we got all the way down to the ground, all the way up against the trunk of the tree and between the branches. We used 3 wheelbarrows of leaves in here, and I mean, when I say we packed it in, we packed it in. Till next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye bye.